Welcome, friends. Welcome back to the kitchen. One of the problems of doing a YouTube cooking show is that a lot of the recipes that Julie and I really love, we don't get to eat very often because we're always cooking what needs to be cooked for the show. And there's only two of us, and we eat a lot of leftovers. And so a lot of the things that we really enjoyed eating have sort of fallen by the wayside. And a couple of weeks ago, I pulled this package of recipes off the side of the fridge in the kitchen to find the gumdrop cake recipe. And I was looking through these. These are some of our favorites that we've gotten from various places. Some of them are cut out of the newspaper. Some of them are handwritten from friends. And this one in particular caught my attention, and it's a cake that I absolutely love. It came from Julie's Aunt Eileen, and it's a very simple spice cake. And so this is the original recipe that her Aunt Eileen wrote down for us. And then Julie has rewritten it because this one is starting to fade. So I'm going to make this cake. There is a video of Julie making this probably back in 2010 on the channel. If you want to see Julie baking a cake, there she is, 2010. So I'm going to start off fairly easy. Cream the butter. And into the butter, I've got some white sugar, and so we just cream those two together. Next in, pretty basic cake recipe. We're going to mix in 2 eggs, and you do them one at a time. And one of the reasons I really like this cake is the texture is amazing. The texture is amazing. The flavor is amazing, but it's a very unpretentious cake. You serve it in the pan that you cooked it in. You just sort of cut out the squares. Everybody has some. People will demur and say, oh no, I don't need another piece. And then 5 minutes later, you look at them and they're over by the tray and they're cutting out another piece of cake. I have a very low resistance to this cake. I will, if it's not put away correctly, eat the whole pan. So, in goes the second egg. Now the recipe says to cream this together like this for 10 minutes. Seems a little excessive, but we'll give it a go. Okay, that is really fluffy. So 10 minutes probably is a good idea. Here's the flour. We're going to put in cinnamon, baking soda, and baking powder. And we'll just give that a mix together. Now, there's no salt in the cake, and you know what? I have never missed the fact that there's no salt in the cake. If you think that salt would improve the flavor of this cake, maybe a teaspoon of salt would work. So, we're going to mix in the flour. Do about half, and then we'll come back and get the other half. Okay, rest of the flour. Doesn't take long for it to come together at all. Now we need about a cup. Well, no, we need a cup of sour cream, and this is a really heavy sour cream. It's a really good sour cream. So I'm gonna call that a cup. And we'll mix that in. Okay, so I've got a 9x13 glass baking dish and I've buttered it. I don't know why, but this is always the baking dish that we make this in. You could make it in a regular cake pan, a metal cake pan if you wanted to. That would be no problem. You could make it in 2 smaller ones. Doesn't make really much of a difference. So I'm going to get this all in here and spread it out. Spread it out and then sprinkle on chocolate chips. Once all the chocolate chips are on, I've got some sugar here, just some regular white table sugar. And we sprinkle that over top. Now, I've got the oven inside the house preheated to 350 degrees. And I'm going to cook it inside because out here I have something cooking away in a Dutch oven. I'm not going to reveal what that is just yet. So this goes into the oven inside, and we will see you for the tasting. Hey, Jules.
Hey, Glenn. Hey, friends. Hey, it's Aunt Eileen's cake.
It is. Now, it calls for a cup of chocolate chips. I'm looking at this. I don't think you ever put a cup of chocolate chips on top, do you?
No.
Okay. That's why it looks
No,
different than
I
when
don't.
you make
I
it.
just kind of, because I don't really measure, so it's like, and I feel like there's chocolate chips everywhere.
So Julie probably uses half a cup of chocolate chips, which makes the top of the cake look much better than it.
Maybe 3/4, but you know.
Okay.
Yeah, that's pretty chocolatey. And it's still a little bit soft and melty. This is just such an easy go-to cake and very tasty.
It's moist. It's soft. It's
I didn't know what it's
flavorful.
going to taste like. I've loved this since I was a child.
And it's Moorish. You know, you think, oh, I've had a piece, but I'm going to go back and have more. Oh, I don't need another piece. Oh no, but I'm going to go back and have more.
I'm trying to decide if I had this before, but I am confident she made it regularly for me when I stopped by, and I remember being there on my way through, getting off the Ontario Northland, and
The
her
train?
and her picking me up, and then staying there, and then heading farther north later, and I love this cake.
This is a really good cake.
Thanks, Aunt Eileen.
It's not fancy, but it's exactly what you need when you need a cake. So, I would definitely highly recommend that you give this one a try. And maybe I'll, do a couple more recipes from
The ones that stay on the fridge.
from the side of the fridge. Thanks for stopping by. See you again soon.